Well, howdy there, Internet students. This is Mr. Hermanson again. If you're watching this video, then you want to retake Objective 4.1c and make sure you've learned it. So this one's all about scientific notation, and I'll just quickly remind you how that works. If you have a number like this, a really small number, that means you have to multiply by negative powers of 10 to make it to divide by a base of 10 to make it get smaller and smaller and smaller. Now the first number when you're writing in scientific notation is always greater than 1. So you want to find the first non-zero number, which is this 1 right here. Put the decimal right after that. And then you have to figure out what power of 10, and it's a negative power because we're dividing and making it smaller. So what you should do is count from where you have the decimal right there between the 1 and the 7 to where the decimal is here. Basically just count all those numbers there. I put them in groups of 3 to help me count them. So I'm seeing 9, 10, 11 of them. So we're going to say 1.7 times 10 to the negative 11. Now when you do a really big number like this one, you multiply by positive powers of 10 to make it bigger. So the same thing, I'm going to have 1.7 as my number, and then I need to go from between the 1 and the 7, so from there to the very end. So those are how many you want to count, and that would be, looks like about 12 of them. So 1.7 times 10 to the 12th power would be good there. All right. Now, if you're dividing numbers and they're written in scientific notation, you should just leave them in scientific notation. It's easier, and separate it into 2 parts. Division problems can be split up like this. So we want to do that 2 divided by that 4. So I'm just going to do 2 divided by 4, which is 0.5. And then to get my power, remember when you divide, you subtract the power. So it's going to be 1.05 times 10, and then I'm going to do 16 minus 4, which is 12. Now, to make sure it's in scientific notation, you have to know that this number has to be greater than 1. Right now it isn't. To get it greater than 1, we're going to move it 1 place to the right. Now, when I made that number bigger, I don't need to multiply by 10 as many times. I can take away one of those factors of 10 because I moved the decimal over 1. So now I'm going to change that power to 11 to make up for that. All right, so that's how you do those. And the way you would multiply numbers when they're in scientific notation. So this biologist is growing culture of microscopic organisms, and he has, or she has, 6 times 10 to the 10th cells, and the number of cells triples every day. So we're going to multiply that by 3, and I'm just going to write that in scientific notation. That would be 3 times 10 to the 0. Okay. Now, when you're multiplying numbers in scientific notation, just like you did dividing, you want to go ahead and multiply the 6 and the 3, make that 18, and then you just add the powers to get your power of 10 when you're multiplying. So I have to add 10 plus 0, which is 10. And then I just have to make sure it's in scientific notation. 18 is a little too big, so I'm going to move the decimal over 1 place. Now, I just made that number smaller, which means I need to multiply by 10 one more time to make up for that. So I'm going to add 1 to my power in that case. So just to review that real quick, you're going to multiply the 1.5 times the 2.4. And then to get your power of 10, you're going to add the 2 powers, okay, to make sure it's in scientific notation. All right, so go ahead and finish that up, and then you should be ready to do that retake. Send me a nice photo of that so that I can see your answers and give you some feedback. But if it looks good, I'll get that retake test out to you. Good luck with that.